our first inductee for the night in the team category are the Blackjacks, and they will be introduced by Mike Nagel.
What I'm talking about.
36 years, 72 seasons with one team. How unique is that? How special is that? Who does that? This team did that. And I'm proud to be part of it. So I'm here to introduce Bob Churchwell, who is our manager and coach for the entire time. And he would have been introduced by our good friend and our assistant coach, Carl Dotson, who couldn't make it tonight because of a family event in Richmond. But he gave me some words that he wanted to say, which he met Bob for the first time during our practice on the softball field at West Springfield High School. Bob was like most of us. He played ball in high school and thought he should be playing infield and bat third. So my first impression of Bob was that he was a typical a-hole. Softball team manager with a God complex. But I was itching to play and made the commitment. After 36 years and over 1,500 games, several umpire rejections, countless times we had to apologize to other team managers for Bob's behavior, and at least 500 tailgate parties in the parking lot. Bob became one of my best friends and was the glue that held us together and resulted in many lifelong friendships. So let's raise a glass to Bob. Thank you, Bob, for keeping the Blackjacks together for all these years. You were often a pain in the ass, and I'm sure many of us were a pain in your ass. But without you, we would never have made it more than 5 years in the league, much less the 36 years that resulted in this induction to the Fairfax County Adult Softball Hall of Fame.
Thanks, Mike. I'm the Bob that he's talking about. And I'm proud to be here tonight. I was going to start singing.
No, please. Don't do it.
Yeah, Bass was formed in 77 and Blackjacks joined in 83. We're one of the oldest teams that survived all those years in the league. And I want to thank the Bass for our induction. I'm very proud and pleased about this. But we also want to call out Christine and Sharon. They're both here tonight.
Yeah.
Sure. They've run an amazing program. I remember the early days of Don Law and standing in two different lines. You had to take the afternoon off of work to sign up to play softball. And now Christine and her group are very good at keeping applications online, all the money collection, the applications, everything has been streamlined and modernized and really improved the program. And back in the days when everything was manual, now it's just, especially teams that are entering the league, you're getting the benefit of that. And I think the organization over the years got just bigger and bigger. And it's been pretty wild to watch that growth and be a part of it, actually. We were right in the middle of it. And for me, I played ball all my life. I played hardball through college. I coached Little League. I formed this team with a friend of mine, Pete Everett. He and Carl Dotson, that Mike mentioned, were UVA graduates together. And I remember the year '83 because I got my appendix out the week before the season started. So I didn't play or coach that year. But we were at least, you know, we at least had a team form. And I look back on it with such fond memories. We had over 1,500 games in the program. That's pretty wild. Between postseason tournaments and preseason. And we also had as many as 50 players on the team over the years, which is pretty cool. It's a bunch of lifelong friendships that have formed from this you know, in the middle of this great game that is softball. And we won some divisional titles, and we came in last. So, you know, we had our ups and downs along the way, no question. We also, you know, we had people get married, we had kids, we had family potluck parties, we, you know, had 100 parking lot parties, and our lives became you know, intertwined. We all became lifelong friends, and we're still friends. A whole bunch of table of guys here tonight. The COVID sort of put a damper on things for everybody, I know, but we had trouble regrouping and getting as many people that signed up for the original one, but that's okay. We're here in force now. The other thing I'd like to say is that Carl Dotson's not here tonight. Mike mentioned him. He is an old friend of mine that was the assistant coach on the team. And one of my favorite Carl stories is that he signed us up for a road trip to Charlottesville to play a tournament. And we went down there and found out real early on that when he talked to the organizers, they thought he said Flight B. And we were Flight D in Fairfax County. So we get on the field with these guys, 10 home runs in a row. And it was 10-0 after the first inning. I mean, we were so in over our head. These guys had names like Chicken Wings and Hacksaw. You know, they were too much. And we gave Carl a hard time about that because I think the slaughter rule was invoked by the fourth inning. And he also was one of the few guys on our team that played every position. The other guy here tonight, Lee Cobb, did that. We had guys that were able to play multiple positions, which was kind of cool. And I have a lot of fond memories, and we all do collectively. And I don't want to go over all of them, but I thought a couple might be kind of fun. We had a guy, Pat McHale, who put on eye black before a game that looked like Groucho Marx. The umpires and the other team were laughing so hard they could barely get through the first inning. We have a guy here that dressed very distinctively at the games, Mark, and we all dressed up like Mark for Halloween one night. And I think Nancy, who's getting inducted tonight, was the ump that night. She got a real kick out of that. We also had all-night parties at the Vienna Inn parking lot and at Braddock Park. And we also got to the finals in a tournament one year where we were in the loser's bracket and got to the finals in 100-degree heat. We all remember that one. We also had a guy that worked for Massage Envy, so we had a masseuse at one of our games out in Big Park. I wasn't crazy about that. And everybody also got a kick out of the meandering, wacky contract letters that I wrote every year that were based around baseball and all kinds of crazy themes to collect money. That was the point. Collecting money is a real problem. We also had a whole slew of crazy games canceled for lights out, dirt in the infield, gates locked, umps didn't show up, 6 teams on the same field, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Thanks to Christine and the fast staff, because they got better at all this. And I'd like to, again, thank everyone for our induction into the Hall of Fame. I'm proud to be here tonight with this award. And I'd like to congratulate all the other inductees tonight as well. We know most of them. Our paths crossed along the way here. And we've developed lifelong friendships over this 36 years, and I got one thing to say to these guys. I love the Blackjacks. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you very much.
What I'm talking about.
The next category for Hall of Fame inductees is